The Beatles, one of the most legendary bands in music history, are not only known for their phenomenal works, but also for their complex internal dynamics. One of the key figures behind their success was their manager, Brian Epstein. Epstein was not only skilled at promoting the band, but also adept at resolving internal conflicts and managing finances effectively. However, after Epstein's death in 1967, the Beatles began to experience a void, especially for John Lennon, who was very close to him. After Epstein's passing, Paul McCartney attempted to take control of the band. He initiated several projects, such as the film's Magical Mystery Tour and Let It Be, to sustain the Beatles. However, Paul's dominance caused discomfort among the other band members. John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr felt uneasy with Paul's leadership. Lennon even began to break the band's internal rules, such as bringing Yoko Ono to recording sessions, which had previously been strictly prohibited. In the latter half of their career, George Harrison began to showcase his potential as a songwriter. Although his songs received appreciation from some quarters, his ideas were often rejected by Paul and Lennon. This left Harrison frustrated and feeling alienated from the band. Eventually, he decided to release his first solo album, Wonderwall Music, which served as the soundtrack for the film Wonderwall. This album marked the beginning of Harrison's solo career and highlighted his strong interest in Indian music. After releasing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in November 1966, the differences in musical tastes among the band members became more apparent. Paul remained loyal to pop music. Harrison grew increasingly interested in Indian music, while Lennon shifted toward experimental music. These differences made collaboration increasingly difficult, especially as the egos of each member grew. The presence of Yoko Ono in John Lennon's life is often cited as one of the factors that worsened the band's internal relationships. Yoko frequently attended recording sessions and offered input, which made the other band members uncomfortable. Additionally, the feud between Paul and Lennon intensified, with each criticizing the other's work. Lennon even left his first wife, Cynthia, to be with Yoko, further exacerbating the tension. In 1970, the Beatles finally disbanded. The conflict between Paul and Lennon continued, especially after Paul preempted Lennon in announcing the band's breakup. Lennon, Harrison, and Starr even sued Paul in court over the dissolution of the band. Although many blamed Yoko Ono for the split, both Paul and Yoko herself denied this. Paul instead pointed to businessman Alan Klein, who took over as manager after Epstein, as the primary cause of the Beatles' breakup. The breakup of the Beatles had a profound impact on the personal lives of the band members. Paul McCartney admitted to experiencing depression and even considered quitting music. He eventually bounced back by forming the band Wings in 1971 and collaborating with renowned artists like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Meanwhile, Ringo Starr also faced frustration and became an alcoholic before eventually recovering. Although the Beatles had disbanded, their legacy lived on. In 2016, Paul and Ringo reunited for the premiere of the documentary film The Beatles, 8 Days a Week, directed by Ron Howard. The film featured footage of the Beatles' tours in the 1960s and chronicled their journey from Liverpool to their final concert in San Francisco in 1966.